you can advertise your business on Night Dreams Talk Radio, and you will be heard worldwide. Why not contact us at nightdreamstalkradio@gmail.com. Night Dreams Talk Radio Network brings you the World Paranormal News with James Creechbaum. Now, the latest news.
This is Night Dreams Talk Radio Network News, and I'm James Creechbaum. For all the truckers out there on the road, snow will develop over lower Michigan Tuesday evening into Tuesday night and continue through Wednesday evening with storm total snowfalls of 2 to 6 inches in the Saginaw Valley area, with the highest in the southeast, and 6 to 8 inches elsewhere. The bulk of the snowfall is expected to fall during the day Wednesday, with the greatest impact occurring during the Wednesday p.m. commute. Winter storm watch Tuesday night through Wednesday night for all of southeast Michigan. Total snowfall accumulation 48 inches for all of southeast Michigan by the time the snow ends Wednesday night. Still chiseling out the snow forecast, expecting accumulating snow to affect travel in the lower Great Lakes and heavy snow over New York and northern New England. The winter storm will also bring snow from parts of the Midwest to the Great Lakes from later on today into Wednesday, with snow accumulating to the interior Northeast on Wednesday night and Thursday. Lake effect snow is expected in the Great Lakes and snow belts on Thursday and Friday. The snow will be heavy at times and will contribute to hazardous travel conditions on roads across the region. Flight delays are possible throughout Detroit, Michigan area. The heaviest snow accumulations possible, over 8 inches in spots, are expected to be over western and northern New York and parts of Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine. Man discovers voodoo doll with human teeth. A beachgoer in Cape Canaveral, Florida, recently came across a rather disturbing object that washed up on the beach. Fashioned from coconut shells, snakeskin feathers, and sticks, the creepy doll, which appeared to be vaguely human or spider-like in design, was discovered just last Thursday. Most disturbing of all, however, was the fact that it appeared to have actual human teeth in the mouth. Believing it to be some sort of voodoo doll, or cast the object, the person cast the object back into the ocean. Now later on, however, after doing some research on it, he determined that it may have actually represented an African spider god and may have originally been a type of good luck charm. The ISS camera recorded a UFO that flew nearby for about 20 minutes. Video in which the UFO was visible for 22 minutes was recorded by the camera on the ISS, and a strange object for a long time at the same speed moved with the space station. Now, capsules usually slow down and go into low orbit, but in this case, we do not observe this. It is difficult to say what the ISS camera recorded. Perhaps, in fact, a UFO flew up to the ISS. February 23rd, 1942 invasion, they're coming. That's what a lot of people thought. And the Japanese long-range submarine surfaces off the California coast and uses its 5.5-inch deck gun to shell an oil refinery near Santa Barbara. The attack, which lasted about 20 minutes, caused little damage to the Elwood refinery, but it helped to stoke fears, which had existed since the raid on Pearl Harbor just 10 weeks earlier, that the Japanese might be preparing a full-scale invasion of the West Coast. Now, the submarine I-17 was on combat patrol along the Pacific coast 5 days after shelling the refinery, though. Kozo, who was the captain of the submarine, torpedoed an American tanker off Cape Mendocino. Now, Kozo's gunnery display scared the bejesus out of the already skittish Americans. On the night following the I-17 shelling of the refinery, trigger-happy anti-aircraft gunners in Los Angeles lit up the night sky with tracer ammunition for a couple of hours after spotting some UFOs. Kozo was able to take advantage of the fact that Americans' coastal defenses were poorly organized in early 1942. Next news break, top of the hour.
From the compound in beautiful Gig Harbor, Washington. From the Pacific to the Atlantic to you worldwide. Well, good evening or morning, depending on your time zone. This is Gary, and you're ready, or are you ready, to go for a ride? We got the car all filled up with gas. Tonight, our guest is Jeff Krause. We're going to be talking about UFOs, Mufon, the Battle of L.A. Get yourself a nice comfy chair next to the fire. Get a cup of Java or something else. And get ready to go for a real ride on Night Dreams Talk Radio. Well, James, how you doing, my friend? I hope your mouth is doing better after you ate something with peanut butter in it, or peanuts in it.
Oh, my goodness. I look like Bubble Gump from this down there getting shrimp. It was terrible, but yeah, I'm a lot better now.
Well, you know what? That stuff can actually kill you if you ate enough of it, so you got to be careful, my friend.
Yeah, it wasn't something I didn't even dream that it even connected with peanuts or peanut butter or anything, and it was only a couple bite size. And I got to tell you, within 3 minutes, I could actually feel my lip growing. It was freaky. I could see it growing. It was weird.
Oh, I can tell you. Back the Battle of L.A. That was interesting. Here, a Japanese submarine made it undetected off the coast of Santa Barbara. And they threw out a dozen or more shells at a refinery. Well, luckily, they only hit a derelict. They did a little damage to the pier. Thank God they never hit the refinery. But at the same time, well, like you mentioned in your newscast, artillery out of L.A., they freaked out from hearing what was going on. And they automatically thought, oh, we're being invaded. And they opened up the sky. Scary, scary, scary. So with Jeff Krause tonight, we're going to be talking about that on the show at 7 o'clock. Along with, we're going to be talking about, well, UFOs and MUFON and reports and what's going on, in ufology. So that's going to be a great show tonight.
It is going to be a great show. And Jeff was on before, and he was an outstanding guest. And I do remember that. And I'm looking forward to coming on because it seemed like he had so much more to talk about. We didn't even scratch the surface. So, yeah, definitely looking for that. And, again, that happened only 10 weeks after Pearl Harbor. So, again, people were paranoid and skittish. Absolutely.
Yeah, but you could just think about that. A submarine made it all the way right off the coast to Santa Barbara and didn't get detected and managed to escape, too. Well, I guess they were too busy lighting up the sky thinking, that they were going to be aircraft coming. But I tell you what, think about all the civilians when they started seeing the sky light up like that. Could you imagine how scared they were? I would. Probably the first thing in everybody's mind in that whole area was, oh, we're being invaded.
Yeah, no kidding. And again, a lot of the people, even the gunners and the anti-aircraft gunners and all them guys, they were antsy on the trigger. It wasn't just the civilians that were a little bit, paranoid. It was some of the soldiers. None of them had ever probably seen action.
Well, don't forget. Can you blame them? I mean,
No.
We had all these areas set up with aircraft guns. And, again, Pearl Harbor was a big shock. Of course, I think the military knew something was coming down, but I don't know. Good thing nowadays we have better communication and things go in a different way at chain of command than when it did in the 40s and late 30s. But I tell you, tonight's going to be a great show. Well, you know what? If you live in Texas and Edinburgh, they got their 9th annual UFO Festival landing coming up. And that's supposed to be really an awesome thing. That's going to be the 9th annual UFO Festival. And it'll be in the city of Edinburgh from April 2nd to the 4th.
Oh, that sounds good. Boy, too bad it wasn't Texas too far away from me, but I'd probably pop in. But I bet there'll be some big names pop in there, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. You know, originally, well, supposedly a craft landed in that area. So that's why they have this thing here yearly. And it only costs, well, starting at $25 to attend, depending if you're going to be there 1 day or 2 days.
Right, and usually there's a couple of days, and there's usually a lot of events going on, some booths set up, and usually some people, speakers that have had experiences or abductees, or people that's from Mufon, usually there sometimes.
Well, I would think there would be a lot of people there.
Right.
Yeah. So, and let's see what else is in. I don't have much in the wacky news because I'll be honest with you, I lost it.
Oh no!
Off the computer. Well, guess what? If you're into pancakes, you got it made because McDonald's is going to be selling pancakes all day long. And you know what? At McDonald's, you can get free delivery. I wonder if my check's in the mail. But anyway, yeah.
What's the world coming to? Now McDonald's is delivering. Whether they must be using Uber or something?
I have no idea. But you know what? Even Little Caesars now is delivering. Everybody is delivering. It's the new fad is to go out and, deliver.
It is. And we talked about it, I think, a couple of weeks ago maybe, but a lot of these pizza places, they charge you for delivery, like $2 or $3. And then when you get there, it's kind of like a comedy movie where the guy gives it to you, then he's kind of like, where's my tip? On top of it. And God forbid if you don't tip them, you're in trouble.
Oh, yeah. You always want to make a tip. But, these people work hard.
Right.
One of my sons does that. Not for food delivery. Well, it is food delivery. He delivers for a bunch of, people that order, and he delivers their groceries to them.
Yeah, and that's amazing, too, that, you'll pay 2-3 times what something worth just so have the luxury of it being delivered.
Well, a lot of times you have to understand, sometimes there's mothers that just had a baby and they can't get out. Sometimes it's elderly people and they can't get out. Maybe the person that was supposed to help, do the shopping for them couldn't do it and they need groceries. So it's all different type of reasons. It's not because people are lazy. Sometimes, power outages like we had here this weekend, and a lot of trees were down and a lot of people we're scared to go out. A lot of times there's a major game on, sports game on the weekend and people don't want to go out shopping. There's a lot of reasons, and it's gotten very popular.
Yeah, it really has picked up. And you mentioned that time you had no electricity. That reminded me, 12 years ago, I lived in another town. It's kind of like a little town in the middle of nowhere, and there was a big thunderstorm come through, lightning and thunder. And it knocked over a couple poles, and we didn't have electric for about 10 days out there. We was barbecuing outside every day. And now my point is, could you imagine, like we always talk about if the grid goes down or something else like that, how long it would take? It took us 10 days, and that's just a little town.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we had that problem here years ago. In the middle of winter, when the temperatures were like in the 20s, we lost our power. I think it was like close up to 13 days. And, and it was windy. It was cold. The only thing that really saved me is I had I hate to say it, a diesel RV, a big one, like it was like 50 some feet.